Abhijit, 3 rounds are over, and you won the third round also. Can you tell us more about this third round first?
Yeah, it was pretty decent game from my side. She surprised me in the beginning with this new idea in the Catalan B6. Although I knew something about it, but it was still a slight surprise for me. I think I reacted quite well and had a pretty decent position after that. And in the time trouble, she just crumbled, and I managed to take the point home.
Adam, you just won the game against Indian Grandmaster Harika Donawali. How easy game it was?
No, it wasn't an easy game. I've actually played her quite a lot of times, twice in Gibraltar, and this is the third time every year we played in the Isle of Man. And it's always a tough game. I mean, I got some pressure with black, but nothing really massive. I think her 40th move, she made a big mistake. Bishop takes g7, she exchanges some more pawns, and it would be a draw, I think, for sure. I mean, maybe even what she played is not losing, but it's very, very difficult, and then I was able to win. My knight is much better than the bishop.
And we're here with Grandmaster Vidit, the first player on 3 points, I believe, and still leading the Indian contingent. First, let me ask you about your overall impressions. Have you been to Isle of Man before, and what do you think of the event?
This is my first time over here, and I'm really enjoying the place actually. The view and the people are very friendly, so far it's been very nice.
I don't know about you, but I've already had Indian food twice. If you just walk any block, you find a new Indian restaurant. Do you have a favorite already?
Yeah, yesterday I had Indian food, and that was good, yeah. But Indian restaurants, I think you will find in everywhere, yeah, in entire Europe.
Is it as spicy as you like it back home?
Fortunately, no.
And tell us about your play so far. You're pretty pleased? I mean, there's many ways to get to 3 points, but have you played 3 really good games?
Yeah, I think today's game was very interesting. It was very complicated, and I liked the way I handled the position.
Not to get into the specifics of the game because we don't have an analysis board here, but you seem to be very confident and playing quickly out of the opening, even after I believe Bishop b7 was maybe a novelty, but you weren't surprised at all. You spent only 2 minutes on your response, knight takes b5. Did you have all this in prep at home?
No, Bishop b7 I had not checked, but instead of knight b5 I don't see any other moves, so that's why I played it very quickly. I think after that already white is very comfortable, like the pawn structure is very nice. Although my king is a little bit weak, so he has some counterplay. But okay, I think white is already slightly better there.
Fantastic. And lastly, just tell us about yourself. Are you a chess professional? What are your goals in chess? And tell the world about yourself a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pursuing chess as a professional, and my next aim, of course, to increase rating and the rankings. Yeah, and mainly in this tournament, I just want to play good games, and I'll just take one tournament at a time now.
There you have it, Grandmaster Vidit leading the tournament with 3 out of 3, and of course that means he's leading the largest contingent here of the Indian delegation. And we're here with Grandmaster David Howell, who didn't play the most interesting game today, so we'll skip right past that. Let me first put you on the spot with some geography trivia. Are we in the UK or are we not? Help us out.
I thought we were, but I was corrected at dinner last night. Apparently it's a crown dependency, but it's not technically part of the UK. So, apparently they compete in the Olympics as part of the UK, but not in the Commonwealth, so it's all a bit grey.
Not to feel so bad, Yifan didn't really know the answer either. Now at the Olympiad, some big wins by Team England over the likes of Azerbaijan and China. Finished in a massive tie for 4th, ended up 9th on tiebreaks. How'd you feel about your performance there?
Personally, it wasn't the best tournament I've had. But I mean, if things had gone slightly differently, I mean, in the last round we drew with Peru. If I'd managed to hold, we would have come fourth, and that would have been our best result in about 30 years. So mixed feelings, really.
There you go. Still quite a young team, well, some of the players anyway. One of the things you'll notice if you ever watch David on the live commentary is that he always wears this bracelet on his right wrist. I've never seen him without it. Tell us the story there.
Well, it's quite simple, really. I got a birthday present from my sister many years ago. I think it was just before a tournament, and I went on to win that tournament, and I've been wearing one ever since. I mean, it's not the same one. I do recycle and wash them and get new ones every now and then. But yeah, it's for good luck now, and it's very flattering. Some kids started wearing them, and they called them howlers, and they come along to tournaments and asked me to take photos with them. So it's very flattering. Yeah.
Howlers are the kinds of moves that I make in my chess games, different usage of the word.
Too, don't worry.
And finally, during the Olympiad, it was announced by Aegon that they'll be showing the World Championship in virtual reality. I don't know if you heard about this, but what do you think about this concept?
I had no idea. I mean, I'm not the biggest guy in the world on technology, but I would love to see what it's like. I mean, I know a few friends who said they want to get into gaming in virtual reality. So yeah, I think any new development is great for chess. So.
In about 6 weeks' time, we'll find out if it's successful. After round 3, David Howell has 2.5 and presently tied for the lead. Nobody has 3 just yet, so there you have it. And we're here with international master Lawrence Trent, better known these days as being Fabiano Caruana's manager, but he's back at the board with 2 out of 3. And if you made your final GM norm here in Isle of Man, if it happens, how would you celebrate?
That's a good question. To be honest, considering I've played a number of tournaments and not got the 3rd norm, I'm not even going to think about it until I've got there. And when I do get there, I know they've got a good casino here, so I'll probably go down there, play a bit of blackjack, if my luck's in, have a nice dinner, and I've still got to get to 2,500, so...
I'm sure all of social media will find out about it. And speaking of which, after your endgame loss yesterday, you invited people that are following you on Twitter to fill in the blank, so to speak. You gave the first and the last letters. So fans of yours should be following you on Twitter if they haven't already. But what will the first and last letters be today that we should fill in?
I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna tweet when I get home and have a phone. And yeah, follow me at Lawrence Trent IM. Putting a lot of stuff up there, of course, for Fabiano, which is my job, and having fun on there. But yeah, it's weird to be back at the board and playing. And but 2 out of 3 is not a bad score. I can't be too harsh on myself. I did blow a draw against Shirov yesterday, but tomorrow I'll get another good guy, and I'm here to play good, strong players. So happy.
It was fun filling in the blanks yesterday. Now, what is the hardest part about being Fabiano's manager?
The hardest part is that I actually get very nervous watching his games. And obviously this year there are lots of highs and lows. We had a number of highs this year, the Olympiad and US Championships and various other good tournaments. And then, of course, a big low was in Moscow, even though Fabiano finished 2nd, being so close. So it's just going through the trials and tribulations and kind of suffering with him. But you know, he normally pulls through, so yeah, but that's what I would say is the real hardest part.
And finally, really quick, does he have any time to prep you for any of your games?
No, absolutely not. Refuses to. He's busy concentrating on his own games, and you know, if his career goes downhill, maybe I'll find him a job as my second. But yeah, no, I mean, sometimes he gives me a pointer or some idea in the opening, but we don't do in-depth analysis. He wouldn't want to waste his time or effort on somebody like me, so I don't blame him.
Self-deprecating to the end. Don't forget to follow Lawrence Trent on Twitter. You can tell him what you think about his game today.